folks are the worst people on the planet. These black folks are the worst people on the planet.
Mr. York, are you now under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or narcotics? You understand you are charged with 40 counts of aggravated child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 30 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 34 counts of child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of children, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement, and you're charged with 2 counts of influencing witnesses, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in confinement for each count, and that you could receive a minimum sentence overall of 10 years on probation. I'm telling you the most and the least. Do you understand that?
Actually, Your Honor, it was 10 years aggravated child molestation, and minimum is 10 years in confinement.
But minimum then would be 10 years. You understand that? You understand you have a right to an attorney, and in fact, your lawyer, Mr. Aurora, is here with you and representing you. Is that correct? I'm going to inform you of certain other rights that you have, Mr. York, and inform you of the fact that if you plead guilty, you give up these rights. You have a right to trial by jury. You're presumed to be innocent. You have a right to confront any witnesses the state presents against you. You have a right to subpoena any witnesses you want to appear and testify for you. You have a right to testify and offer other evidence if you want to. You have a right to the assistance of an attorney during the trial. You have a right not to incriminate yourself. You have a right to plead not guilty or remain silent, not in any plea, and in either case automatically obtain a jury trial. You understand these rights, and understand if you plead guilty, you give up these rights. You heard the recommendation the state made. Is that the recommendation you understood the state would make? Did you, in fact, do what the district attorney, Mr. Bright, told me you did? How do you plead, guilty or not guilty, as to all the indictments that were cited by the district attorney? Did anybody force you or threaten you in any way to cause you to enter this guilty plea? Did anyone promise you anything to cause you to enter this guilty plea? Are you satisfied with the services of your attorneys, not only Mr. Aurora, but your other attorneys? Were you able to hear and understand my statements and questions to you? He's under oath, let him enter his plea.
Your Honor, we've drawn up this withdrawal of not guilty plea, and your guilty plea, and comes down to both the defendant both trial case, withdraws his plea not guilty in this case, equates to constitutional rights, pleads guilty as charged with offenses of. I've already enumerated those on the record. They're the same ones I've enumerated before, Your Honor. I signed on behalf of the state. Back and signed on behalf of the state.
Clear? Malachi York, I find you plead guilty was freely, voluntarily, and knowing manner. There was a factual basis for your plea. I accept your plea.
Franklin, born April 11, 1986, currently 16 years of age. Manera was approached, stated that her molestation began when she was approximately 9 years of age. It began in Eaton and included oral and vaginal intercourse and continued into Athens. It ended in 2000 when she left. She specifically was quite graphic as to her first misunderstanding as to what was going on. She was 9 years of age and the defendant made her undress and began to touch her and asked her if it felt good, and she's 9 and she's naked and she didn't understand. And then had her touch him, and she didn't understand what she was supposed to do. Then that childlike confusion was quickly replaced with sexual sophistication and knowing what to do. Manera Franklin, also an individual who, under the cloak of being in the company of other individuals, managed to talk to law enforcement, but begged that the information not come out. She was afraid of her mother and she was afraid of her grandmother. And lastly, Your Honor, in the indictment, I introduced you to Abu Salam Muhammad of the Little Road. She was born on March 20th, 1984, approximately 16 years of age. His molestation began at 14 years. It began at 18 and included oral and anal. And though he's quite graphic about his own molestation, one story that he was pretty explicit about, something that struck him, was during one of these acts where there was group sex going on. Issa Johnson was present. And he witnessed Mr. York anally penetrate Issa Johnson. And as he told me, he'd never seen eyes that looked like that. He said he could tell that Issa was in a massive amount of pain, but he was amazed that Issa never shed a tear. That's how he knew it had been going on for a long time. Because at 14, Abdul Salam would scream out in pain when the defendant attempted to anally penetrate him, and yet here was this 9-year-old who did not. The defendant is pleading guilty to the counts involving the 13 individuals on the indictment, but I think it behooves this record to make sure that the court is aware, pursuant to the similar transaction motions, and I want the record to be clear. Habiba Washington, Nicole Lopez, Sakina Woods, Sakina Parr, Khalid Eddington, Jawad Perez, Alexis Perez, Keturah Lampkin, Atia Thomas, Sahelia Williams, Sahelia Thomas, Keturah Eddington, Kwamra Muhammad, and Aquila Smith fall in that category of victim as well. I just wanted to make sure that the court was introduced to the victims in this case.
But see, when you see, I'm speaking on behalf of the children or the people that had to testify or that testified.
That had to testify based on what that he did do something to them.
Well, I say had to testify because some people didn't testify. So some people felt that that they had to do this, like it's something that they had to do. For me, it felt like it was something that I had to do because one, like I told you, both of my sisters went through the same thing I went through.
And
both of my older sisters.
Do you mind sharing? I don't know nothing.
Sharing what? Okay, well, both of my sisters have been molested.
By who?
By Malachi York. By Pops, Barbara, you know, Esau, Mom Esau, whatever. You know, he has sex with them. And
At what ages?
At what ages? I mean, you know, if you want to get the accurate number, you can ask them.
Around what age? You know, I mean,
13, 14, 7, 8. You know, and I will only speak for myself as far as the personal thing that I've been through.
Of course, you.
And as far as if you know, and I don't want to get graphic. One, you know, okay, I'm a dude. I'm not gonna be walking around saying that I've been molested. This, and that happened. As a man, you don't want to be going around saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when in my situation or the way I grew up, I was ready to move on. I left in 2001. I was ready to just live my life, move on, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The people started doing the investigations and stuff. The FBI started doing the investigations, started trying to get statements from people. Both my sisters went ahead and gave their statements.
Yeah.
I still had nothing to do with it. No statement, no nothing. When I realized, okay, they're about to go to court. You know, and I went through the same thing that they went through. Like, I'm my mother's only son. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the man of the family. You know what I'm saying? My sisters were going to stand up for themselves, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, well, and then that's when I gave my statement, and that's when I decided that, you know, that I was going to go ahead and do it. nobody wants to see they family go get locked away. So I really understand how hard it is for people that's deeply involved in it also. And people got to understand, I was born and raised in it too. So I understand from inside out also what it feels like not to have this person around still giving leadership. You know, so it's not no stranger, no random person that's saying, oh, this happened. I mean, this stuff, like, I was 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was upstate New York after Brooklyn. You know, I was upstate New York when he first, you know, touched me or whatever, in molested, you know. And so from 7 to 14, 7 years that I went through this, you know what I'm saying? And that's my story.
Would you say there's been over 20 children molested by Dr. York? I
would say so. I mean, I would say that it was, you know, if I could confirm people that I could strongly confirm, it would be about 15 or 20 people.
Obviously, if over 15 to 20 children were being molested, we have to now say, how come the adults wasn't saying nothing? Shouldn't they be locked up with Dr. York too? How come they're free to testify about it?
Obviously, if over 15 to 20 children were being molested, we have to now say, how come the adults wasn't saying nothing? Shouldn't they be locked up with Dr. York too? How come they're free to testify about it?
Understand the adults were separated from their children, you know. So you had the girls in one house, the boys in one house, the women in one place, the brothers in one place. You know, everybody was separated. So it wasn't no house with a family, and then you could recognize when your child is gone.
You mean to tell the world that none of these children had enough sense in their mind to go tell their parent that this isn't right? I've been touched sexually, I've been sexually abused. Not one child out of all these children. It could have stopped so long ago if just one child or just one adult. What caused all of this to come out? First, you hear nothing from nobody.
Yeah.
You hear nothing from nobody. Then you hear something from everybody, all at the same time.
They might not have been the medium to talk to anybody about the situation.
Not even their parents.
I mean, of course. I could have talked to I could have told my mother.
We chose not to.
It's not that I chose not to. To really explain it would really take a lot. But I mean, you're not really yourself when you're not. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no esteem. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no. You know what I'm saying? You can't even face, like, my mother had to, when she found out from my sister and she came to me and asked me about it, and I still really couldn't even tell her. I had to say, well, I had sex with the girl and he was there. And that was my way of telling her that, yeah, it happened. You know what I'm saying? But that's when the initial conversation, and this is like 2 weeks before we left. It was something I was under. I couldn't tell my mom. I didn't tell nobody. It was something that held me to not say nothing.
At the end of the day, he's locked up, so obviously they took y'all word over everyone else's. It doesn't matter, like I told you, if we say he's innocent, when he's still locked up in prison. Y'all word accounted for everything. My whole argument in this whole situation is, should people be locked up based on what people believe? I got the right to be angry. You know why? Because the Lord promises me something different. The Lord promises me that we will lock people up beyond a shadow of a doubt. That's what the Lord promises me.
But in this case, it was up to 12 people to have that reasonable doubt or not. And those 12 people make the decision.
Now, so what's the point?
If you want to fight for freedom, fight for it for another reason. Don't fight for it because he's innocent of a molesting kid.
Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
Okay. Genetic
evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny scientifically. We say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God, I would have to.
But how can I be a proud Nuwaubians if the Nuwaubians are saying that he's innocent and I'm saying that this happened to me.
Yeah, you
So
said
now
they're
it's
two
now
different
it's
people, so it
now
can
it's
exist.
it is. You see how we sitting down talking. That's. But see, the thing is that, you know, you now is my word against the master teacher's word, and whose word is they gonna take?
I know one thing the master teacher always taught is that when you're looking at the sides of the truth, there's his side, her side, his or her side versus his or her side. But really, in actuality, it's just the truth. It's your side, their side, and just the truth. There's only one. There's only one truth.
No, that's a fact. So I went over there. I asked the questions, and he was grooming me. He was training me. And he was getting me at the Masonic Lodge. I had to go to Prince Hall. I had to do the same thing. But, you know, when he raised me up in that situation. I had to go to Prince Hall. I had to go to meetings and fellowship and connect. You feel me? When we was dealing with Liberia, we had to connect with Miss Excellency, Her Excellency, her Liberia. You feel me? I had to give her gifts. Masonic gifts at that. I've grown as a man in leadership by it. And in fact, one of the worst things that's taking place in our community is the fact that the brothers and sisters in the conscious community, unfortunately, and abroad, have been bastardized. They don't know what it's like to be under somebody. To follow protocol, to follow the edict, or to follow the mandate of another man or another woman. I'm leading the lodge, I'm doing my damn thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't give yourself a father. You either have one present in your life or you don't, and you miss it. Being under the master teacher, Dr. York, has been a blessing in my life, and irrespective to people feeling whatever they feel about that black man. His influence in my life and my family. This is a man that when I had named my daughter, he told me move that name out of there and rename her. I said, hey, this is what my wife and I is going to name our daughter. It was Anissa. You feel me? And he's like, get that out of here. Your daughter's name is this. But you know why I took it? Because this is a man that foretold me that I was going to have a child before I had a child with a dark woman with an afro. And this is why my wife had a perm and I thought we was breaking up. I didn't even tell my wife that the master teacher just told me on the phone that I'm going to have a child next year. By a dark-skinned woman with a big afro. The last thing on my mind was Aminette, because she was still kind of wild. We was conscious and we was working in the right direction, but she was wilding. And I'm like, man, I don't know how this gonna work because I'm conscious now. I'm on the right path. I don't know if she gonna take this walk with me on this short path. But this. That's a fact. It's a true story. I even put the letter in my book to show people. This is a man when he told me, when I told him I had a name for my daughter, he told me, no, name your daughter Ma'at Tumray. That's what it was. As a grown man who's having a child, I declined it from my opportunity to name my own child and took on the blessing of this man telling me, revoke the name I came with, give that child your name. And every wife had to change their name. This is your name now. And all my children have been named by Dr. York. All my children. Every single child. And the one wife that didn't get a letter where her name changed was because it's his daughter. So he named her too.
Which daughter is it?
You feel what I'm saying?
Which daughter?
You know, I'm trying to protect her identity. You feel what I'm saying? You got a little drama with her too. But I'm going to tell you after this. You know, so he named her too, Sudanese. Okay, there you go. So, yeah. And so I've been on a very, very deep and profound path with Doc from being taught and guided by the master teacher, because I was being groomed for that opportunity before I could even see it come. You got to understand that this is the man who's responsible for me coming out of my gang culture. And Doc was my spiritual master.
I am a fraud. I am a scammer. These black folks are the worst people on the planet. Watch how I scammed them. Peace, family, peace. We have quite the discussion to have tonight.
Huh?
I'm pissed off, angry.
Huh?
I have an apology that's due to the people.
And that's a problem.
And the people are due that apology, and I believe they also owe me an apology as well.
The fuck is you talking about, dude?
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
I got to the bottom of a very bad situation today. And I've come to terms with the fact that not only have I been set up,
it wasn't malicious.
I've been set up in several ways.
Nah.
On several occasions.
You see the game they play?
Now, I don't talk about everything that I understand to be a setup because I don't want to sound like I'm a big-time conspiracy theorist.
This moist fucking queen was getting on my nerves, dude.
I'm not interested in sounding like a conspiracy theorist.
Huh?
I'm not tripping. So what I do know, with the data that we did collect from suspicious activity in the community as it relates to people castigating me publicly.
The fuck is you talking about, dude?
We just do our research.
Nah.
We find out what's going on.
No.
And we just live our life.
Oh, poetic, jolly ass nigga.
For starters, one of the main antagonists that I have on the internet.
And there's a lot of bitch ass motherfuckers on here.
When we did the research, we were able to trace that that person is in fact associated with one of the tiers of law enforcement.
He's the motherfucking agent.
But better to deal with the devil you know than to deal with the devil you don't.
Huh?
So I decided I'm not gonna spill the beans on all the things that we found out about some of my trolls.
Motherfuckers gonna come with all kind of lies.
Some of these people are actually hired to do what they do. And pretty soon, I will blow up that spot as well. I'm just waiting. And in fact, there's two people that I can directly connect to law enforcement, not through speculation, but through absolute facts.
We shall see.
But yes, family, I can confirm that my greatest trolls are part of a conspiracy to take me down.
This is wrong.
But before we go into anything remotely close to that, I got another scenario that plagues me tonight. A scenario that greatly demands my attention. And what is that? This thing about people not receiving their orders or the services that they're paying for. Because I know what we do.
That nigga's disgraceful.
So, though I sat here and said people are full of it.
You see the game they play?
When my brother Sai used to hit me up, I used to show him all sorts of receipts every day. Here's another receipt. Here's another receipt. Here's another receipt. Why are people tripping? And I would show them pictures of mail orders going out through the boxes.
Because your enemy gonna do that. So the motherfuckers out there thinking that they fooling the people, get the fuck out of here, nigga. We see your bitch ass.
Everything seemed to be on the up and up. Brother Polight scammed me for my book.
And that's a problem. Sugar booty, juicy booty. These dudes are not black first, they booty hole first.
The sister there is an agent. The brother there is an agent.
He's the motherfucking agent.
I think everybody's wrong except for me. These mail orders is fake. I'm gonna look like the liar. You think all these people are lying? And some of these people really got real hurt in their eyes. These black folks are the worst people on the planet.
These black folks are the worst people on the planet.
This nigga just threw black society all the way under the bus with that bullshit.
They're disappointed in me. They're mad at me.
It wasn't malicious.
After organizing Bloods and Crips again, giving out clothes to the homeless, feeding the homeless, not just any food, but organic food, guess what happens?
We shall see what happened next, whoopies.
I try to use one of my bank cards. It ain't work. I try to use another one. That ain't work. I go to the bank to handle some business. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me try this bank card. Cancel. Denied. So I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Well, I had my thoughts.
Long story short, PayPal has allowed me to accumulate over 400 cases.
Huh?
400 cases. Let me give you where the big problem is at, people. I'm going to show you where the big problem is. I could not have had a PayPal to accumulate 400 plus cases. Polight doesn't even have a PayPal. So how is it I can be implicated by an institution that I do not use? I haven't used PayPal for years.
Huh?
I have not used PayPal, but now I'm implicated. I have complaints.
It wasn't malicious.
Because people need refunds that I can't give them.
How in the fuck was that not malicious?
I got over 400 complaints because of refunds.
A lot of these people got shitted on.
I'm going to prove it to you tonight, family.
We got to see the evidence that nobody else saw.
Fraudulent behavior. The slick emails. This is a setup. I get the money that they've been collecting the whole time for mail order. I can't give the refunds because it don't exist.
And that's a problem.
These black folks are the worst people on the planet.
No, nigga, you just got through sucking white dick. The thing is, understand this. They are deliberately bumbling these cases. A lot of these people got shitted on because he's a big fucking coon who threw black society under the bus with his goddamn coonery. I don't give a fuck about that coon. Fuck him.
Email politemailorders@gmail.com. So,
No.
My books and DVDs and services that people think it's me. This whole damn time, people was complaining about me for services or books that they didn't get from my website. Watch how I scammed them.
And that's a problem.
Yo, can you give me your name?
Nah.
I don't understand.
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
What is the name of the account that y'all are using? I'm not gonna let nobody drive me nuts. I made it this far. And everybody says they know that agents exist and it's covert operatives and COINTELPRO. Everyone says this shit. I am a fraud. I am a scammer. And that I'm entitled to. I'm not hiding. I'm going to show you the proof. I believe it's the pale beasts and their brown-skinned male advocates and or females.
The fuck is you talking about, dude?
It is time for the exposure.
Don't make me expose you, nigga.
Somebody said, people say you were scamming for months and you barely addressing it now. If I would have called everybody a negative name for lying on me, I would have been telling people who were telling the truth to some extent that they were liars, and all I would have done was inflammate an already bad situation.
The fuck is you talking about?
Contrary to what most people understand, people like you in the damn chat that's like, oh, now he wants to address something when they're trying to claim their innocence. People have every right to be angry. Good thing I'm a scammer. I know that, but I know I can't come out and tell.
Boy, stop playing with me, pussy ass nigga.
Your order don't exist. Your order don't exist.
You do it this way, you do it that way, you do it this way, you do it that way.
Look, I purchased from you. Hey, I can show you the receipts. I don't give a damn about those goddamn receipts.
And that's a problem.
These people try to destroy me. I gotta get hyped. How many people are in on this shit? I was really losing it. Like, yo, I don't want to tell people I'm a scammer. Brother Polight scammed me. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that.
You do it this way, you do it that way, you do it this way, you do it that way.
I'm like, this woman must be nuts. This woman is tripping. Watch this. Can y'all see what I got going on here? I'm pissed off.
Bullshit.
If this was you scamming people, and you just sitting there collecting money.
The fact is this. It's not something that you can just sweep under the rug.
You got the nerve to drive a Rolls Royce and not send me my $35 book? You got to stop this BS. Watch this, y'all. Look very carefully. This is what I need y'all to look at.
Huh?
It's a busy night tonight online. Boy, is it a busy night.
Peace, family. Although in the building. Hey, I'm about to show you how to catch a con man. Polight been a con man since 2011. And I'm about to show you now. Real shit. And I've been had this information. But people won't believe it if I would have said it back then. Because that shit was hot back then. Polight was on tour. Everybody was requesting him to come do lectures or whatnot. Nobody would have believed it. So I got this 2012. But he's been doing this since 2011. But I'm about to show you how to catch a con man right now.
There's a short condition to it. I found it in the book. Of course, your caseworkers will help you out. The people that are trained to be able to help you out, so I can multiply myself relatively. So you put your name, plaintiff, versus, and this is an example. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, Wells Fargo Bank and Aid, First National Bank, Texas DBA, First Community Mortgage, Electronic Registration Systems, Inc., First Corps, A. K. Johnson, Janet L. Jones, Government National Mortgage Association, GNMA. This is actually from somebody's house that's foreclosed upon. All these templates are from people's properties or lawsuits that I helped them with. I only took the winning judges. I only take the winners.
So he said, you know, he pretty much said he only take the winners, right? That's my property that he's using that information. And I could show you as my property. You know, I keep the records, right? Now, this first document is showing this is my deed, all right? First National Bank of Texas, DBA, First Community Mortgage, my name, yeah, Texas, yeah, single family, yeah, and this is my deed of trust or whatnot. This is my deed of trust. Now, this is the warranty deed with the banks or whatnot on the county record. First National Bank of Texas, DBA, First Community Mortgage. Yeah. I'm telling you, Polight been doing this for a minute. And then, if you know about mortgages and foreclosure, assignment of mortgage, yeah, that's pretty much when, you know, they transfer the mortgage to someone else or transfer the property to someone else, title. From MERS, yeah, this property was end up sold in a foreclosure sale back in December 2012, right? So how the property being sold in December 2012, but you do a video in sometime in May or whatnot talking about it was a winner? How you won and the property was sold? I lost that property and I paid you money to you know, help out on that property, and you gave me the runaround for months, and then I was supposed to get my money back after the Senate debate. That didn't happen. But now you make videos, you know, showing people this, showing people that, when you're not performing, and you haven't been performing since the get-go. But you've been collecting that money. See, the problem is people, you know, don't see these things. They be all in the emotions. At the same time, if you go back and review all the, you know, media stunts that Polight pulled, you'll catch him in all his lies. Go back to, you know, when New Covenant first had their radio with Minister Inky. Go back to in that archive. You'll find me speaking to Polight, you know, asking questions about certain things, and he not giving me straight answers, give me a runaround, you know, and you could track back unto what I'm telling you. I got the emails, I got everything. And this is back in 2011, 2012. I got it. You know, see, Polight don't know. Polight talks so much, he talk his lies around in circles. And if you're not observative and listen to what he's saying and catch him, he'll keep throwing shit out. And I was a New Covenant member. I paid my dues or whatnot, you know. But still, it didn't give nothing. You know, Polight became a celebrity real quick. So when he reached that status, it was hard for people to get any remedy because he was being protected also by the same people that he's frauding. You know, because nobody wanted to believe if somebody got robbed. Then he'll use excuses like, oh, you know, we busy, we traveling, we ain't got, we were not fulfilling the orders. Let us, you know, work our system. Let us get our, you know, our staff in place, this and that and this. But in reality, that shit was not happening. If you didn't go to the event and actually purchase these books or purchase these materials in hand, there's a good chance you were not going to get it from online. Good chance. I'm just speaking from experience. And another thing I want to point out also is Polight is a tricker. He's a trickster because, and he's a master speaker too. He's a master speaker. He's master deceiver. Because what he was doing throughout the whole conscious community, he was making it seem like everybody was part of New Covenant. But everybody he used to say was part of New Covenant never really came out and said, I'm New Covenant. See, the thing was, he used that to promote these debates. Polight made bread on these debates. And guess what? Guess who else made bread on these debates? Everybody that promoted him. From Minister Inky to No the Less Radio to Sarnetta to all these other cats. They all made bread. I've been to these events. There's been times when the events should end and they go to the crowd to pay more money so they could keep the whatever the bullshit going. You know, and they made their money. They made their money. They made lots of money. You know, the vendors, yeah, it was a good thing. But at the same time, what should have been pointed out was that if this is for entertainment purpose only, let it be for entertainment purpose only. What is status correction? That's the first question you got to ask yourself. What is status correction? And if it exists, what is it? But I'm about to do more videos because now people are awake. Now I can bring this information out because I've had this information for 3 years or plus, 3 years plus. Now it'll resonate in people's minds. But I'm gonna be back. Polight, it's over, man. You in Hollywood now, but not for long. Not for long. And another thing too, Polight can't go nowhere. He can't go nowhere, and Ben couldn't go nowhere for a couple years now. He only could take a straight flight from LA to New York or out of country. He can't stop in the Midwest. He can't stop in the South. What that tells you. If you were really building something, you would have already something established. What have you been selling that is yours intellectually, or you built physically with your own labor? Nothing. Nothing but your books that you plagiarized. You know, and then you claim that you're teaching, but who's learning? And how are they using that information to benefit themselves and their families? That's the questions people have to ask. Who are you teaching? But now you Hollywood now. You Hollywood now. Hey, we'll see.
What's up, family? You guys gotta forgive me because I had did a video previous about the last time that I was going to address Brother Polight. However, I just seen a video where I heard the whole thing about what he was saying. Somebody had called in, you know, on that video where he addressed me and Pharaoh Allah. Somebody called in and said, yo, I want to deal with Brother Polight. I want to deal with New Covenant. But people are out here saying that, you know, you're not doing right by them and shit like that. And so Brother Polight response was, you know, something is wrong with these people. Just look at them. Something is wrong with these people. And that's very insulting for someone, you know, and it's typical. It's typical because you know how you deal with people and they not right. And when you come at them, they try to seem like something wrong with you. That's what this motherfucker did. Okay? He made it seem like something was wrong with me. And something was wrong with Pharaoh. Like something's wrong with us in the head. And not to pay attention to us because something is wrong with us mentally. This is what the fuck he did. This is what the fuck he said. And it's very insulting for someone to do some shit like that. And this is the thing. You know, I don't want to get on. I don't like bragging about my past or nothing like that. I'm not someone that likes to talk about anything of that type of nature of me doing something to somebody. But this motherfucker right here, he'll make you want to kill his ass. This fucking Brother Polight, because that is the most insulting shit you can fucking do to somebody, knowing that you're not doing right. And instead of you trying to handle the situation, you're going to say that the people that are making these videos, something is wrong with them in the head. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is that he got on there and he straight up lied. He straight up lied. And to the average person who's not on his level intellectually, the shit will sound funny to them. It'll sound like he's making sense and it's funny. But the shit ain't funny and the shit is dumb. Because he got on there and said that I was booking a flight to come yell at him in his face about some books and DVDs. And then he said that instead of people just telling me not to do it and to separate myself and just hit the refund button, I'd rather come yell at him in his face about some DVDs. And he said that I called him a fraud and a scam. Now, people, my video now does say New Covenant scam, New Covenant member scams. It does say that shit. But in the beginning, you guys all know that when I first posted the video about the New Covenant issues and things like that, I never called Brother Polight no scam or fraud. I never called him no fraud. I never said shit like that, which is why I didn't want to be associated with any media that was that was saying those things about him. I never said he was a fraud or a scam. And another thing is that video was for him to address the professionalism. He was supposed to address the professionalism going on in New Covenant. If you're saying that you don't deal with the orders and the books and the businesses of New Covenant, and you have other shit to do, and you have caseworkers and administrators, if this is what you're saying, how come when someone tells you that they ain't not getting their books and it's been 3-4 months before they shit, and they still ain't got their shit, how come you can't say, you know what, let me check what's going on with these administrators and these caseworkers. Let me see what's going on with them. But instead of you saying that, you immediately jump to the defense of New Covenant and say that something is wrong with the members. Their mind is fucked up. That's the first thing that come out of your mouth. But yet, you're not dealing with the business of New Covenant. You're not dealing with it, but yet, when I come to you and say, I ain't got my books in 3 months, what's going on? Oh, something's wrong with my head now? Something's wrong with my head. But instead of you going and saying, let me deal with these administrators, let me see what's going on with them. Instead of that, because if you're not in the business of New Covenant, if you're not dealing with it, how would you fucking know? Okay, then he got on there and said, anybody knows that they can contact me on Facebook /Brother Polight. This is the stupid shit that this motherfucker does. Because in the video, I showed in the video where we went back and forth in the beginning, with the messages, and he kept lying to me saying he was going to call me. He kept lying to me saying he was going to have somebody contact me. Nobody ever contacted me at all. Okay? The person that did contact me a month later, she had a 212 number. I gave the number out on the video. You can go see the video. I'm still calling this bitch today. The bitch won't fucking answer. She won't fucking answer. She keep lying and saying, in the beginning when she first called me, she was saying, well, we're going to send it out as soon as possible. Then she said, I'm sending it out tomorrow. I ain't got my shit, so she lying. The bitch is lying about her sending my books and DVDs. Then this is another thing. Brother Polight said she doing all this over a book. I purchased 7 items. I purchased 4 books and 3 DVDs. See, this is the thing. This motherfucker can twist shit. This bitch can lie. He can fucking, make it out to seem that people are just fucking with him. Even Sonetta he referred or said that what Brother Polight is going to is similar to what Bill Cosby is going through. I'm like, this shit is not 30, 40 years old. This shit happened 2 or 3 months ago. This shit is happening 4 months ago. This shit is recent. Ain't nobody just coming out all of a sudden, motherfucker. Like, are you serious? And this is the dumb shit, because people are going to Brother Polight, asking him about the scams that people are saying that he's doing. And this is the dumb shit that people do. Don't ask him shit, because he gonna talk your ass in fucking circles. Don't ask him a motherfucking thing. Go to the videos and see for yourself. See for yourself. And as a matter of fact, if you really want to know if he's a liar, if you want to know that he's a liar, what you can do is, you know, you can ask him the shit, but then don't really, I mean, listen to everything he's saying. Listen. If you gotta write some shit down, write it down. Then go to the videos, like my video, and when you see everything, you'll realize he's a fucking liar. He's a fucking liar. I never said I was coming over there to scream at him about nothing. Listen, when I make up in my mind that it's something that you got in mind, and I'm coming to get it, I'm not doing no fucking talking. I'm not doing no fucking yelling or screaming at your bitch ass. I'm not doing none of that. I'm gonna come get my shit. That's it. That's it. But this bitch, he get on Sonetta TV and act like everybody's against this motherfucker. So, people, if you, like I said, I did a video warning you not to fuck with New Covenant. If you believe this motherfucker, this orangutan booty lip looking motherfucker, if you believe that he's gonna change your status, if you believe that he's gonna help you out with the UCC financing statement, if you believe that you're gonna purchase property, if you believe that you can order some books and you're gonna get them right away, if that's what the fuck you believe, do it. Do it. Because you know what? The videos are out there showing you not to trust this motherfucker. But if you're gonna still do the shit, oh well. Because for someone like me, if I was to see this motherfucker, these books is out, these videos out here talking about they've been scammed by New Covenant, I would never fuck with them. And that's the reason why he keep telling y'all lies, saying, oh, these people, you know, something wrong with these people. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong with them. But that's on y'all. That's on y'all. Y'all can't say, man, I never knew this motherfucker was like that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because the videos are out there now. I didn't show my emails. I didn't show the phone numbers that I've called. Even the New Covenant number for members. They're out there. I showed you where I purchased a membership. I showed you where I have 11 books of Brother Polight. I'm not coming from no hater shit. You know what I'm saying? I have no reason to hate. I'm very successful. Okay? It's this motherfucker who's lying to y'all. He's lying. That's the point. So, again, if you guys want to still deal with him, that's on you. But you can't say that nobody warned your ass. You can't say it. But if you're going to be smart about it, look at the videos and understand that this nigga is a fucking liar. He's a liar, he's a scam, and he's a fraud.
What's up, family? We up in here. We in Columbus, Ohio. I'm with the king right here. We at our real estate company. Our development company. Making it happen.
Of its kind for Ohio and believed to be the largest of its kind in the entire country. Thanks for staying with us at 5:30. I'm Mark Taylor.
And I'm Ellie Merritt. We are talking about the Cargominium project going up on Old Leonard Avenue. That's where NBC4's Ted Hart is live tonight with an inside look at some new apartments there made from old cargo containers. Old cargo containers. Old cargo containers. Ted?
So right now we're working on a 26-unit project here in Columbus, Ohio, but the very unique thing about it is we're using cargo bins to build them. And we're going to explain the science behind that, and you're going to see what we're talking about. We're talking about cargo bins to build buildings. This is a pioneering venture, This is something that's not being done throughout America. See these right here? We're using these giant cargo bins to build properties.
It's already beginning to take shape. You can see 54 shipping containers that have now been stacked next to and on top of each other, creating the framework for a new 3-story apartment complex.
So what we do, we recycle these bins and we create properties.
It's basically a prefab 17,000 square foot structure.
Typically, to frame out a structure that large, you are looking at over 3 months. What you see here was done in 5 days.
And what's happening is cutting the time. So literally, we can get the chassis of a property built inside of 5 to 8 days. 5 to 8 days. 5 to 8 days. In contrast to a month and a half to 2 months that it normally takes. The chassis, by chassis we mean framework. So we get the frame of a house done inside of 5 to 8 days.
And developer Derek Pryor says that's a huge savings in construction costs.
These bins cost us about $1,700 a bin. So we're cutting the cost of building a property by 70%. So we did a single family household, 2-3 family household, we're saving 70% of the money that it normally costs to develop those type of properties.
This project was the dream of Michelle Reynolds, founder of Nothing Into Something Real Estate, a non-profit housing organization that until now had focused on old blighted homes. But Reynolds says turning shipping containers into apartments fits with the organization's Nothing Into Something mission.
Same way, taking houses that are nothing and turning them into something and coupling with people who really need a chance and an opportunity to be able to afford housing.
So right now we're in talks on working and getting investors to get a factory. However, we're contracted by the state. To be able to get this popping. So take a look at this. This is powerful right here. There's plenty of bread in this. For everyone, especially if you're in the Ohio area and you need to make some money, reach out. And housing. So this is the plan. This is the way we got to do this. Okay? This is the way we got to do this. We want to put this together and provide an opportunity for you all. So now the state of Ohio has contracted us to put in pain. The banks is down, everybody's supporting now. So all we need is that factory, and it's gonna get ugly. We're revolutionizing how to erect. These properties. And like I said, it's so cost efficient. This is $1 billion industry waiting to happen. Our development company making it happen.
I don't know why we are getting so much funding to build if this been going on.
This is a pioneering venture. This is something that's not being done throughout America. See these right here? We're using these giant cargo bins to build properties.
We the first one of its kind in America.
We live. All right. Yeah, I just finished cruising in the Batmobile. For those of you that saw me on Instagram, y'all know that we just was cruising through the city in the Batmobile. Wow, this most amazing homes, and all it does is just make me reach for more and more. I figured out what I had to do. I had to eat what the greats eat, live where the greats live, drink what the greats drink, drive what the greats drive. Because there's an energy around it.